Welcome back to the channel, everyone. May the 4th brought us a lot of Star Wars content, as usual, and one of the more anticipated offerings was Tales of the Empire. 6 episodes, about 90 minutes of content, all available on Disney+, and the best way I could describe the series is a lot like me on a treadmill. It started out great, but ended very lame. So let's get into it, and spoiler warning for anyone who's not yet seen Tales of the Empire. The first 3 episodes fill in a little bit of a backstory for Morgan Elsbeth. I was not aware that she was a character that was screaming for a backstory, but here we go. The first episode was great. Fantastic. Overall, the whole series has great animation, great music, great sound. The production values are there. Episode 1 also had General Grievous, and he was menacing and everything you would want to see in a Grievous cameo. He is there to kill everyone Morgan knows and her entire village, and Morgan is forced to flee to the Mountain Clan where she brings death, destruction, and pain before making her way to Episode 2 where we get another couple of cameos. Captain Pellaeon and Admiral Thrawn. We get a very cool fight between Grick and Morgan. Episode 3 is post-Return of the Jedi, and Morgan is still in charge of her corner of the galaxy, still a dictatorial ruler like we saw in Mando Season 2. When the New Republic finally shows up, there is a conflict. Morgan has her guard kill the New Republic ambassador, who is threatening to put Morgan under arrest and place her on trial. And after killing all the guards and the New Republic ambassador, Morgan then sets fire to the forest that surrounds the complex so her slaves will work night and day. Again, not a horrible episode, just not as great as episode 1, and just sort of declined in engagement and meandered off, and that was the end of Morgan's story. There are a lot of callbacks to the Mando and Ahsoka series peppered throughout these first 3, and we can now say we know a little bit more about a character we already know to be dead, so it is what it is. The final 3 episodes are the worst offerings of the bunch. That does not mean they're terrible, just again, they start out great and lame. Bariss Offee, at least in the last time I saw her, and if any of you can check me on this, please do so, was in the Clone Wars, and she bombed the Jedi Temple. She was arrested, and then nothing. She was sent away to jail. During Order 66, we actually get to see her in her cell. This episode, this opening episode of the story, was really engaging, just like Morgan's first episode. And the overall story, it really felt like Star Wars. Bariss is freed to train as a possible inquisitor, and she performs well, even killing her rival to secure her spot with a force choke. But then we get the waffle. She begins to waffle between wanting to be dedicated to the Empire and then wanting to be something more akin to a Jedi. I just did not get these quick character turns. Bariss was a hater of the Jedi. She wanted to kill all of the Jedi. Now she has second thoughts. I guess that's okay, but I didn't see any motivation. And if you're going to point to Lynn's massacre of a village that Bariss witnesses, now Lynn is Barriss's mentor, then I would say you're wrong. Bariss is a person who is willing to commit mass murder herself, so I don't think this event of killing an entire village would be troubling to her at all. And oh yeah, something that may upset some people and something that I've seen ridiculed online, there are some they-them pronouns thrown around in the 5th overall episode when referring to a specific Jedi in hiding that Lynn kills. I don't think it's a big deal, but you know how these things can go, so I decided I'd mention it here. After Lynn kills the Jedi, Bariss turns on her mentor. And we get a very cool lightsaber fight, but Bariss ends up throwing Lynn off a cliff and then goes to become a Jedi monk. We find out that Lynn is still alive because being thrown down a mountain ravine is not a big deal, and she's coming for the baby that Bariss is currently protecting. When Lynn shows up, there's another lightsaber duel, sort of. Bariss lets Lynn pass into the caves where her friends are trying to make their escape. You get a real Yoda sending Luke in the cave kind of vibe here. Lynn gets lost inside. Bariss tries to communicate with her. Lynn accidentally kills Bariss by stabbing her in the chest with her saber. So, since this is the new Star Wars, people who are stabbed through the chest with lightsabers are usually fine. Lynn, shocked by her own actions, seemingly denounces the dark side and carries Bariss out of the cave. End of episode. And to me, that was pretty lame. Barriss's story was riddled with inconsistencies within her character. I know it was a short series, but still someone should be looking over the writing for actual consistency. But Disney Star Wars starts out great, ends lame, and certainly this is no different. But good news, only about 90 minutes of viewing time for the whole series. So, like I said, the Morgan Elsbeth story was way better than Bariss. First episode of Bariss was great. Last 2 episodes, they were just messy, felt rushed, kind of disappointing. As well, if you're there for the cameos, like I said, cool Grievous cameo, but first episode and you're done. You get Pellaeon, you get Admiral Thrawn in the second episode. That's it. And the big Vader cameo that everybody was excited for that you see in the trailer. Well, guess what? That's episode 4. And what you see in the trailer is what you get. He doesn't even have a line to speak. He's there 5 seconds, walks in, sits on a throne, breathes, looks, done, over. If that's what you're excited about, save yourself the 90 minutes of viewing time. you already got it. And there you have it. Tales of the Empire, a mixed bag. You won't be blown away. There are no seismic shifts in storyline or canon. Like I said at the beginning, it is what it is, and after you see it once, you'll never have to see it again. And that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you see Tales from the Empire, and did you like Tales of the Empire? As always, thank you for listening, and from south of the border, salute and a huevo.